Hey, what's up, guys? Ray Master Flex here, and we are just 1 week away from WWE's 2016 Battleground, and I couldn't help but make a video as I've done it before, twice before, and even though they have not really gotten the amount of views that I would like, I couldn't help but make another video, a video of my WWE 2016, my WWE Battleground 2016 prediction. Now, of course, we know that the draft is next Tuesday, and it's gonna change the landscape of the way that WWE goes over time, stuff like that. It's gonna change the landscape. So, as I always do, I never go in order with the matches. So, if there is a second part, there just will be a second part as usual. But let's get started. So, first up, you have the Intercontinental Championship match between The Miz and Dario. Now, for weeks I have been seeing, they have been showing these things of, ways to make Dario great again. They constantly had Bob Backlund, talking to Dario about how he be great again. And then finally, he just randomly shows up on Raw just a couple of days ago, this past Monday night on Raw, and then wins the Battle Royal in a way that I didn't expect. I at least expect he would throw someone out, but he ended up winning because Apollo Crews not only got himself eliminated, but I cannot think of the other guy who he got eliminated with him. That's how it ended up being, and Dario won the match. Now, with this match, I'm going to say, now, I can see Dario winning, but at the same time, I kind of feel like somehow, some way, The Miz is still going to be IC champion. I don't think he's going to lose it that early because Dario just came back, and it would be really surprising if they were to give the belt to Dario so quickly. He just came back from a while that he was out. The Miz has been Intercontinental Champion since the night after WrestleMania, since April. At this point, that's been going on about 3 months. But still, I don't think that Darren Young. I think if he does win, I would say it's going to either be by count out or it's going to be by disqualification. I can't see him beating The Miz by beating him clean, actually beating him by pin. I can't see that. I can see The Miz finding some way to get himself from Dario actually winning the title. So with that match, I'm going to say that Dario wins by either count out or DQ in the match. That's what I could. This is what I could see happening with this particular match because of just because of the fact of it's not enough time to build up in this match, because you got to remember Dario Young just came back. They have been showing all these constant videos, and it was really annoying me because I was wondering when he was going to come back about how to make him great again, and he hadn't actually been on television. The Miz has, and it doesn't give you enough time to build up. It only gives them literally this SmackDown, that was taped on Tuesday, and then it gives them Monday Night Raw, and that's about it. Because once the draft lottery happens, you don't know who's going to be drafted where. So it's just pretty interesting on the route that's going to go. But I'm going to most likely say Dario wins by DQ or count out, because if anything, The Miz is going to find his way to keep his title. Every time he's in a match nowadays, with his title on the line, he finds a way to retain it, even if he retains it in the dirtiest manner. So next up, you have Rusev versus Zack Ryder for the U.S. title. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm rooting for Zack Ryder. I'm rooting for him. I am rooting for Zack Ryder, and I really do want Zack Ryder to win the match. However, there have been talk about them pushing Zack Ryder, but let me tell my I'm gonna be honest with this. I think, I'm gonna say Rusev is gonna retain. It's the same thing I said about the last pay-per-view Money in the Bank, that he was gonna retain against titles nil. I mean, that was obvious, but I'm gonna really say that about this, because if Zack Ryder actually were to beat Rusev, that would be probably one of the most shocking things of the year. Because I don't see Rusev dropping the belt. It would actually be fitting for him to drop the belt, but I can't see him dropping the belt. And people are so used to Zack Ryder being a jobber. When I saw him beat Sheamus clean on SmackDown last week, I was shocked. I could not believe that they actually had Zack Ryder do that. And then I thought he was going somewhere. And then this past Monday Night on Raw, he ends up facing Sheamus again and lost. But it was only because Sheamus attacked him from behind. So it's kind of like, after seeing that, it really makes me wonder the direction, the route that they're going to go. And if they're going to have, if they're going to actually push him to the level I've heard that he was going to get pushed. Because I've said before that when I made a video way back, this is like January or something, if anyone who actually viewed that video, I made a video of the top 10 WWE superstars that need to be pushed, and Zack Ryder was on that list. And I was cheering for this man. I was happy when he won the IC title at WrestleMania. And then it blew me. It pissed me off when he lost it the next night on Raw to The Miz. And now he has the opportunity to win the United States title that he never retained, never defended either. Because when he won that title back in 2012, he lost it not too long after he won it to Jack Swagger. So it really makes you wonder. But I'm going to go safe with this one and say that Rusev is going to retain the United States title. I don't think that Zack Ryder is going to actually win it. I could be wrong, but if there's one thing I know for sure, besides the why do I keep saying IC United States title? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just realized I kept saying IC title. I am so sorry about that. I apologize so much. I kept saying IC title because I'm thinking about The Miz and Dario. I mean United States title. For the United States title. So forget that I said that, please. United States title. I definitely think that Rusev is going to retain. I don't know exactly when they're going to take the title of Rusev, but I'll see it being this soon. Next up, you have Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the Divas Championship. Now, for this match, I'm rooting for Sasha Banks. In fact, I think Sasha Banks could actually beat Charlotte because I'm sick and tired. The same way how I was tired of Nikki Bella when she was champion for all that time that she was champion, because she was champion from Survivor Series of 2014 all the way until Night of Champions of last year. She was champion for a long time, and I was tired of her being champion. It's the same way for Charlotte. Charlotte won the title of Night of Champions, and I knew that someone who was going to beat Nikki Bella was going to be someone from NXT, and it just happened to be Charlotte. At first, it was fine, but now I'm tired of it because we all want Sasha Banks to be the one at this point, and they've been rooting for Sasha Banks all this time, but they just keep ignoring the cheers and all of the rally for Sasha Banks. At one time, they had her off television after WrestleMania. I don't know why. They just took her off television. She wasn't even on Raw, on SmackDown. You hadn't seen her. And she had recently made her return to WWE Monday Night Raw not too long ago. It was late last month she made her return to Monday Night Raw, because I remember seeing the episode. It wasn't even that long ago she made her return. I could not believe it. I didn't have my mouth out for Sasha Banks. I think Sasha Banks, if there's no particular interference or anything like that, which of course there would be interference because you're going to have Charlotte's protege, Dinah Brooke, involved. But if she was kicked out of the match, and if it was just them two one-on-one, I think that Sasha Banks could beat Charlotte, and I think this could be her opportunity to win the Divas Championship. If there's going to be one title to change hands at Battleground, I hope it's this one. The other two titles, I said I don't believe they're going to change hands, but this one I definitely will hope changes hands. Sasha Banks, I'm gonna go with her in this match. I'm gonna go safe, and I'm gonna say Sasha Banks is going to defeat Charlotte for the Divas Championship. And the only way she will not is if Charlotte does something dirty or finds some kind of way to win, and due to the help of Dinah Brooke, or just something she does to cause Sasha Banks to lose. So that's what I'm going to go with there. I'm going to say Sasha Banks is going to finally win the Divas Championship. Because if you think about it, when she said that Charlotte has never beaten her, she technically has not. Sasha Banks was the same person who took the NXT Women's Championship from Charlotte back when they were in NXT. When Sasha Banks made her debut, when she came to NXT, she beat Charlotte for the NXT Championship. And she held that title all the way till she went against Bayley last year, the night before SummerSlam, in an incredible Iron Women's match, as they would call it. So, I'm gonna say Sasha Banks in that particular predicament. Next up, and I've made a video talking about this group, and this is probably one of the most interesting scenes I've ever seen. So you have the New Day versus the Wyatts. Now, I gotta say, honestly, the build-up to this match is probably one of the most interesting things I've ever seen. And people don't have to agree with me with this, but what is it? The Face of Fear, the new Face of Fear versus the Power of Positivity. It's really interesting of how they build this up over the weeks, because I think one of the funniest thing that I seen was when the New Day dressed up like the Wyatts. But when they went to the area that the Wyatts are at, of course, they were set up in a trap. And I saw that on Raw, and I could not believe what I was seeing. Of course, the way how they filmed it and the way how it looked like something off a movie. But it was just something that I could not believe that I was seeing. I think in this particular match, now, the build up to it is pretty interesting. This is probably one of the most interesting builds I've ever seen. And I actually think that they could really get somewhere with this. I just hope that this does not mark the end for the New Day, but I can see exactly what's going to happen in this match. I'm going to go and say that the Wyatts are going to win this match, because first and foremost, the Wyatts had just made their return on the Raw that the New Day interrupted them, and I can't see the Wyatts losing their first match coming back. I can't see Bray Wyatt specifically losing his first match coming back, because remember, the only people that was actually injured was Bray Wyatt. Braun Strowman and Eric Rowan, they weren't injured, they just weren't on Raw. And Luke Harper is still injured, and he's not coming back for a long time, because he tore his ACL or something. So, you got this whole situation with the Wyatts and the New Day, and this is probably one of the craziest storylines I've ever seen. The way how they've went with this is just crazy. I've never seen such a storyline where it's like you got the evil and you got the happiness combined together. And, the way how they made Xavier Woods out, it really made it seem like he was going to turn his back on them. It really made it seem like he was going to be the one to cause the group to break up. But I've looked at rumors, I've read stories, they still are going to break up at some point. I don't want them to break up as early as they would, but they still are going to break up at some point. So for this particular match, I'm going to say that the Wyatts are going to defeat the New Day. I hope that they give it a good fight. I hope it's not one of those matches where it's just, dull, or a match that the Wyatts completely dominate. I hope it's not like that. I hope it's like an actual good 6-man tag team match, because you got Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, and Bray Wyatt versus Cody versus the whole entire New Day. It's just going to be the whole gist with this has just been strangely interesting. I didn't expect it at the beginning. It seemed odd they would even, I was wondering why would the WWE, why would the creative team even make it where the New Day would ever interfere with the Wyatts? Why would they do such a thing? I didn't see this coming. And for them to do this, it's just really surprising to me. Especially considering the fact that the New Day were heels most of the time, that the Wyatts were heels, and now that they're baby faces, they want to just put them in a rivalry, in a situation with the Wyatts. It's crazy. But I'm gonna say that the Wyatts are going to defeat the New Day. Definitely the New Day is not going to beat the Wyatts. This is one thing that I can predict 100% that the Wyatts are going to win this match. The New Day should give it a good fight. I hope it's not match where, like I said, where the Wyatts just pummeled him and everything, but Wyatts, I'm going with the Wyatts in this match. Most definitely I'm going with the Wyatts. Let's see. And that wraps up. Let's see. Then you have the next match. You have John Cena and Enzo Amore and Big Cash versus the Bullet Club. AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, Kyle Anderson. Now, for this match, I'm gonna say that I can actually see for this time. Last time when I made the video of my Money in the Bank prediction, I said that I thought that John Cena was gonna beat AJ Styles, and he ended up not beating AJ Styles. I'm definitely for certain this time that John Cena and Enzo Amore and Big Cash can be the ones to win this match, because you look at it, and every time that Cena has had a rivalry with someone, even if he loses the first time, he always seems to win the second and third if they continue it. And I can't see them not having him lose again on another pay-per-view, especially in this predicament. I think that I think for certain that that John Cena, Big Cash, and Enzo Amore, I think they're going to win.